You are watching AYV Television.
From our broadcasting house here on Wesley Street in Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, this is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. You're watching us on Channel 33 and listening to us on Radio 101.7 FM and on DSTV Channel 399. Let's start with tonight's headlines.
Mountains of garbage, polluted surroundings.
Hello and welcome from wherever you're joining me tonight. I am Phoebian Sweel. First in the news, Freetown is grappling with a deepening housing crisis, soaring rents, stagnant incomes, and a chronic shortage of affordable homes have pushed an estimated 35 to 40% of the city's residents into more than 70 informal settlements, according to a 2025 NUMBIO report. Among the starkest examples is the Ferry Junction community, built around one of the capital's largest dump sites, where families live alongside towering heaps of waste. As AYV's Aisata Suma reports, residents say poor sanitation, pollution, and persistent health risks have become part of their daily lives. The report was filmed by Esther Bangura.
Mountains of garbage, polluted surroundings, and the persistent smell of decomposing waste have become part of the daily life of families living around the Ferry Junction dump site.
Well, I can't do it for make a baby ferry, for make a baby survival. Life is not that much okay with you, you understand? Because the equipment you need for the work you don't get them, you understand? You don't have constraints a lot. Today, you don't get super equipment and clean boots, you coat and this in season, you understand? You come across a lot. Even when you carry the kind of clothing here, pass you use your hand, you get gloves and pass you use your hand them to shift some of the dirty, then pick what you want, then do what you don't want. You differentiate.
Approximately 50,000 people lived on major coastal settlements built on reclaimed solid waste, while thousands more live in and around major municipal disposal sites like King Tom and Granville Brook.
At Ferry Junction, the dumping site is more than a place for waste. It is also a neighborhood where many families live. Children surrounded by garbage, while parents struggle for health and environmental challenge. Residents say they are calling for urgent interventions.
Just like others, this dump site is home to many households that have settled close to it. The continuous accumulation of waste has raised concern about air pollution, blocked drainage systems, and the spread of diseases, especially during the raining season.
First of all, someday a man don't die, and okay we forget me. And I was some of food in we're not glad you, but just because of your family they will take care of, you know, get money or fight another battle. So we decide for there, we pick plastic, then we got collage, we green and do a different things. Challenge about food because when they see no more, this it will cancel. They don't destroy lots of people there. Don't scatter my doors, don't scatter picking mama, don't scatter picking papa. So man that are miserable one because some man say you know get side for jail. So that takes to mind the and beaucoup that we make and can mingle with winner. So a big challenge. Most of winner signing the for you do. And we are using on campus winner. So let the government think say there are some of food on their past 20-25 years. So when they can pull winner, waiting and go do for you, waiting at the plan.
These residents, not only now, but multiple times, continue to seek the attention of relevant authorities for improved waste collection, environmental protection, and livelihood. Aisata Suma, AYV News, Freetown.
The National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, in collaboration with One Family People, has gathered stakeholders in Makeni for a national dialogue on community-based rehabilitation in Sierra Leone. Themed Building Inclusive Communities, a national dialogue on community-based rehabilitation in Sierra Leone. With pictures from Ali Kamara, our correspondent Augusta Etheltue reports from Makeni.
The focus of the gathering is to advocate for the development and adoption of inclusive, sustainable and community-owned, community-based rehabilitation strategies. It also seeks to strengthen collaboration between government, NGOs and development partners, and to also promote the active participation of persons with disabilities and their families. The dialogue brings together government officials, development partners, organizations of persons with disabilities, civil society organizations, and community leaders, and other stakeholders to chart the way forward on strengthening community-based rehabilitation across Sierra Leone. Brahima Abdullahi Sharif, chairperson of the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, speaks on the need for the CBR.
So what we actually wanted to do today is first bring organizations of persons with disabilities together to understand what the model speaks about, but also to understand that if we have to drive and change issues around people with disability, it's supposed to be the responsibility of everybody, including organizations of persons with disability that actually operate in our community. At the end of the day, we want to come out with a strategy that will be led by the National Commission for Persons with Disability, which is the statutory institution to be able to drive this change. You know, I normally say you don't need to Google to be able to understand the challenges that people with disability. But if we come together looking at disability as an emergency, then I think we can move the needle to be able to address this issue.
Samuel Macaulay, Director of Operations at One Family People, makes a clear call to government to take ownership of the program.
My clarion call will be for government to continue taking ownership of the process, for OPDs and other disability actors to understand that CBI is the new direction that we need to take, and disability inclusion can only happen when the community and everyone is involved.
John Conte, Acting Director of Social and Religious Affairs at the Ministry of Social Welfare, speaks on the ministry's stance towards improving persons living with disability.
As a ministry that is in charge of our communities, we are here today to place education because it has to be person with disability serves as one of our constituents under the mandate of the Ministry of Social Welfare. The CBR program today is a national engagement where stakeholders across the nation are here today to look at what the CBR is all about.
Organizers says the outcomes of the dialogue will inform national policy and ensure that no one is left behind in Sierra Leone's development agenda. Augusta Etheltue, AYV Primetime News, Makeni.
Now, the District Medical Officer for Koinadugu, Dr. Stephen Foni, is leaving the district after 9 years in the role following his transfer by the Ministry of Health to Kenema District. At a farewell engagement with journalists in Kabbalah, Dr. Foni reflected on his years of service, highlighting key achievements in strengthening healthcare delivery and expressing gratitude to health workers, partners and the people of Koinadugu for their support. Our correspondent, Ibrahim Sudayas-Koma, reports from Kabbalah.
After nearly a decade overseeing healthcare services in Koinadugu district, Dr. Stephen Foni is set to take up a new assignment in Kenema. Speaking to journalists following his transfer by the Ministry of Health, he described his year in Koinadugu as a period of collaboration with health workers, local authorities and development partners to improve healthcare services across the district. Dr. Foni said the district had recorded improvements in health infrastructure, expanded access to healthcare services, and strengthened disease surveillance during his era.
5 maternal deaths in the district from that time to now. So, as I said, the only way for handle that situation because people didn't get service how they want. Some people I remember go Bafodia end. Some people they come off from their Kapaki end for Canada place and they take 2 days. For just can clinic. When accident in the all water run here, I say no, this we need to do something. So the best for do, no expand service, no make health service go to them people then. How? By creating new facilities. So that they being for confirm that initiative say needed for law created facilities.
The outgoing district medical officer thanked the government, the Ministry of Health, traditional leaders, local council, development partners, and residents of Kwenadougou for their support throughout his time in office. He said their cooperation had contributed to the progress made in the district's health sector.
So talking of the data, we only win several awards for Kwenadougou, and Kwenadougou named the top for medical business any side go Nasanu and beyond. This last quarter, they don't analyze them. We are among the excellent districts. We are now 4 among the excellent districts. So talking in terms of we data they're very good. We don't respond to a lot of outbreaks in there.
Dr. Foni transfer brings to a close 9 years as Kwenadougou District Medical Officer. Health officials are expected to appoint a successor to continue overseeing healthcare services in the district. Ibrahim Sudais Kuruma, AYV News, Kabbalah, Northern Province.
In its April 2026 State of the World Human Rights Report, Amnesty International highlighted that human rights in Sierra Leone face systemic strains from weak accountability to fragile free expression and public health hurdles. Hence, they have launched a 3-day training of trainers workshop in Freetown to strengthen public understanding of key national laws related to human rights, justice, national security, and gender equality. The training brings together Amnesty International staff, civil society organizations, and community representatives to deepen their knowledge of the Criminal Procedure Act 2024, Cybersecurity and Crime Act 2021, National Security and Central Intelligence Act 2026, and the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act of 2022 and its regulations. AYV's Issa Bangura reports.
As Sierra Leone continues to implement laws on justice, security and governance, Amnesty International Sierra Leone says there is a growing need for citizens and civil society organizations to understand how these laws affect fundamental rights and freedoms. To address this, the organization has begun a 3-day training of trainers to equip participants with the knowledge and practical skills needed to educate their communities on citizens' rights, responsibilities, and the rule of law.
This is the place where your concerns, your misunderstandings you have, the perception, bring them up. If possible, can you even speak it in Creole? Say it in Creole if you don't understand the provision of the Criminal Procedure Act. Or who people are then ready to leave here confused? No. So that by the time you leave here, you are really grounded in some of these laws and their provisions.
Facilitators are also conducting practical sessions on the implementation of the laws and their implementations for human rights protection, access to justice, national security, and gender equality.
Okay, I explained the reasons why the act was, the old act, the 1965 act was repealed, and why it was absolutely necessary to have a new act. That act was 60 years old last year, and it was a lot of time had passed, and new necessities that are arisen, as far as the criminal justice system was concerned. And since 2010, we've been working on ways of reviewing the whole process itself, not just a root and branch review. It's not just an amendment of the old act, but an importation of new ideas and new developments in society and the world. And this is all, we brought all of the things together in this new act. In other words, protections for the person who's a victim, and then protection for the person who's the offender as well.
Representatives from participating civil society organizations say that training has strengthened their capacity to engage communities, promote informed public dialogue, and support rights-based advocacy.
I think for all of us, this training brings together like-minded people, which means that whenever we are advocating, we'll be speaking from the same book.
And as the lead facilitator, Justin McBrown, just took us through, we've seen that for us as child advocates and also for human rights defenders, we need to be abreast what the law says.
At the end of the workshop, participants are expected to serve as trainers within their organizations and communities, helping to expand public understanding of Sierra Leone's evolving legal framework and promote respect for human rights and the rule of law. Issa Bangura, AYV News, Freetown.
A dispute over land ownership has left dozens of traders counting their losses after shops were demolished at New London in Bow City in the early hours of Thursday. The affected traders claim the demolition was carried out without prior notice, resulting in the loss of goods and cash. They accuse a man they identified as Ali Fataba of overseeing the operation. However, those claims have not been independently verified. The incident has renewed concerns over how land disputes are handled and whether due legal process was followed. Emmanuel Amara Saido reports.
My brother is school fees to pharmacies. The money be there, all on us here.
Behind me are the remains of what were once thriving business spaces at New London Junction in Bow.
These traders say they arrived early in the morning expecting to open their businesses, only to find their shops demolished. Many claim they've lost goods, cash, and the only source of income for their families. The traders said the demolition followed a long-running dispute over ownership of the land. They alleged they were given no prior notice before the structures were brought down.
So this area we don't continue for over 6 to 7 months. The last time they come back, they kind of loot, but they're able to settle, they choose how to reach. So this morning, I didn't know, I and take on. He said, hey, Carol, he said, I don't die. He said, they broke the shop. But before that time, police and first come. Police and come, then pack, select now from court, then get a bill right.
They said they come from the shop there. I said before I put the shop there, when I make a lot of property, then I do. All property now, I don't have time to go for it. And the officer they say no, they're not the way.
Several victims say they lost food items, clothing, cash, and other merchandise stored in the shops. They say they had little or no opportunity to recover most of their properties before the demolition.
We don't know more than 20 years. So when this was not made, one day nobody not ask me. What's the local ministry and I ain't get there. We don't know one day we they live like that. But when they made this concern, we not get alert again. They say now they get there. Anytime you have a right of way. The one they made the one they won't enter. We blame them. We say now they say we live there. We not go man. We speak in the college. We not go Nancy. Now they don't have broke all the shops today that we have. This morning now, me I be don't pull market all I don't pack now. They just can't bust for me no more. Look how the shop will be floppy. Look the cupboard and my brother's school fees all be there inside. Can't broke. They don't keep out thing, they don't pull another. Nothing on left inside the shop. You all see them nothing up there, they want to eat. They don't keep going all thing there. All thing they don't take nothing. Maybe my man not the serving no well, they go for medicine. And I go my God, I say about that.
The victims are now calling on the authorities to investigate the incident. They further claim that a man they identified as Edmond Peter Kande, who happens to be the head of the landholding family, planned the demolition and their goods were removed. However, Edmond has not responded to these allegations at the time of this report. Our attempts to get his side of the story are ongoing. The circumstances surrounding the demolition, including the ownership of the land and whether all legal procedures were followed, remain in dispute for the affected traders. However, the immediate concern is rebuilding their businesses while awaiting the outcome of any investigation. Emmanuel Amarasaidu, AYV News, Bow City.
This is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Please stay tuned for more stories after the break.
My brother is school fees there.
I run a small logistics company. Every cent counts. I didn't think I needed a fuel card until I got the Cornex fuel card. Now, I track exactly how much fuel my fleet uses, in real time. And when my wife or kids need fuel, no cash, no stress. It's safe, accepted nationwide, and I control how much goes on each card. At the end of the month, I see the savings, real savings. Cornex fuel card. I didn't know I needed it. Now, I can't run my business or family without it. Fuel smart. Live smart. Visit any Cornex filling station to sign off, or any Cornex office to get your card. Across Sierra Leone, more people are asking the same question. Why buy fuel anywhere else when Cornex gives you more? Professionally trained attendants who know service matters. Cornex fuel. A litre is a litre, every single time. And when it's time to pay, easy. Pay with mobile money, Visa or MasterCard, or the Cornex fuel card. Clean restrooms, welcoming spaces. Every station, every time. Clean fuel, clean spaces, clear value. That's why Sierra Leone fuels with Cornex. Cornex retail outlets. Always clean, always professional, always for you. Fuel smart. Visit any of our Cornex stations nationwide for your quality fuel and lubricants today.
Hello again, this is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Still in the news, love is not love which alters when it alteration finds, wrote William Shakespeare in Sonnet 116. And in The Little Prince, Antoine the Saint Expository reminds us that it is only with the heart that one can see rightly. For one couple in Freetown, those words are more than literature. Their life itself, bound not by appearance or wealth, but by quiet devotion. Their story is a reminder that love often sees what the eyes cannot. Let's hear the details from our reporter, Mohamed Bakar Kamara, in this fascinating romantic expose.
In a world quick to notice difference, they found something deeper, each other. Kouma is visually impaired. Life has not spared him hardship. Years after serving in Sierra Leone's health sector, he now survives largely on the kindness of others. Yet, none of that has dimmed his belief that everyone deserves to love and to be loved. Today, he and the woman beside him are preparing for marriage.
So, but this woman, sir, according to in doing to me, well, now that's it. I go try make me to married love day together, because if you are there with us, he able to take care of me, he get concern for me, not to for money as not to for money me as I see him, not to for money, not like other woman them. Me on actually he say what you know, he say because the kind condition where they are not they see fine, he say he uncle himself now the same thing. He say I need help to anybody, sir. Because I don't spend for buy things them put it. I don't try bing, but I need more help, sir. Married clothes, ring, and for which me and the woman they dress, and then for the other amenity them like drinks and other stuff them we relate to married business. Now I go answer.
For his fiancée, disability has never defined the man she chose. She says she sees kindness where others see limitation and hope where others see obstacles. Their relationship is built not on what either possesses, but on the promises they continue to make to one another, to love the other till Armageddon, if life permits them.
If I like you not get, I want you. So man, and you come up for me.
policeman then they come up for me, but no one because if train. I could want for like able de near, but in now say no one let person cash she don't de near and not put money for her. But you go cry to people then for the help and for they married me. And I say no get. So I dey cry if finally for dress me more for dress me yes because me people are not get to. But any children get for them they able help me for them they and then a small thing because we now not come up and good we na poor family come. But anything they say will help me small for let the married go through. You see, but the dressing now because that one because I go ask me company now me don't married before because me now I'm Muslim them don't married me before. But not sabi but then Christian married. So I go interview me party when me don't married before. Now they say married, they say no funny you marry. He said me the time when they married me because the dressing they get for rent your clothes. You see, and you get for buy ring, you get for buy everything. So me now ask, I say pastor, I say then think then they all own na money. Oh. Now he says because I can't explain tell her what me party don't explain tell me. Now he say go try if na help self, they cry to people then for they able help me, for they able married me, for they able married me, for they able near for.
The World Health Organization estimates that around 16% of the world's population lives with significant disability. Yet, many continue to face barriers not only to employment and healthcare, but also relationships and social acceptance. Their story quietly challenges those assumptions. Like every couple planning a wedding, they dream of a home, a family, and a future. But unlike many others, even the simplest preparations remain beyond their financial reach. Their journey is a proof that while love cannot buy a wedding, it can still carry two hearts through life's darkest path. As they prepare to walk down the aisle, they hope that compassion from others will help them begin the next chapter of their story together. AYV will still be here to report on how the journey ended. Mohamed Bukar Kamara, AYV News.
Gorama Mendi Chiefdom Kenema District are calling on the government and development partners to urgently address the poor road network and inadequate healthcare facilities affecting their communities. According to residents, the ongoing challenges continue to negatively impact transportation, trade, education, farming activities, and access to medical services. Our reporter Issa Bangua has more.
As dawn breaks over the village, residents are already awake, preparing for another difficult journey to their farms. Men and women carrying farming tools carefully navigate muddy and uneven paths, struggling to reach their farmlands due to the poor state of the roads. For several years, residents of Mondema and Tunge town in Gorama Mende Chiefdom have continued to face serious hardship caused by deplorable road conditions and limited healthcare services. The roads leading to the communities remain in a deteriorating condition, making transportation extremely difficult, particularly during the rainy season. Residents say commercial drivers and motorbike riders often refuse to travel to the villages because of the bad roads.
Road network not in this community.
Poor road network remains a major challenge for us here at Mondema, especially as the rainy season approaches. Despite repeated complaints to various authorities over the years, there has been little to no improvement. We are reminding the President of his pre-election promise to construct the roads in the community.
Towards the network, road network.
The road network. And,
Here in Tunge town, we're seriously challenged by the poor network. Before the elections, President Bio promised to construct roads in our community. We cannot say the president is lying, but perhaps the authorities responsible have not fully communicated our concerns to him. That is why we are once again reminding him of the difficulties we continue to face.
We were lucky during the presidential campaign in 2023. The president, His Excellency Julius Maada Bio, visited our chiefdom and he spent the night in our chiefdom. He assessed firsthand all the challenges. He made promises to address all our challenges. It's been 3 years now, Mr. President. But we remember vividly, you ask the citizens of Goramende to remind you, amongst the promises made, Mr. President, Goramendians are now coming to you, Mr. President. We are telling you that we have prioritized the promises. We just need one for now because you have a lot to do. We need the road infrastructure.
Community members say the poor road network is affecting economic activities and livelihoods, especially for farmers who depend on transporting their produce to nearby towns and markets for sale.
As business people, we are really struggling to transport our goods in and out of the village. Although the road is short, its deplorable condition forces us to spend more money on transportation.
We spend more money because the road short, but the obstacles are not really easy.
The road conditions are extremely difficult for us, the drivers. The steep hills and numerous potholes continue to affect our work and at times even lead to road accidents. We are appealing to the government to fix the road for us.
Following concerns raised by residents, here is an excerpt from a video showing President Julius Maada Bio promising to construct the road ahead of the 2023 general elections.
For the road issue, I have decided to fix it because this place is very isolated at the moment. We will set a good road network in ensuring that this place is open to investors. I will ensure that this place is not hard to reach.
As residents continue to endure these challenges, many are appealing for urgent intervention to improve road connectivity, healthcare access, and overall living conditions in Mondema and Tonge Town in Goramamende Chiefdom. Issa Bangura, AWV News, Goramamende Chiefdom.
All right, well now for the latest in sports, let's join Marie Esther Samura. Good evening, Marie.
Good evening, Fabian, and good evening to our viewers all around the world. On sports update tonight, Sierra Leone's rising swimming talent, Haley Hayes, has made history by qualifying for the women's 50-meter breaststroke semi-finals at the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. While competing in heat 4 on Monday, 27th July, Hayes delivered an outstanding performance, finishing 4th with a time of 29.07 seconds. Her results placed her 12th overall, securing her place among the 12 and the 16 swimmers progressing to the semi-finals, where the UK-based swimmer has become the first Sierra Leonean athlete to reach a semi-finals at the current ongoing Commonwealth Games, representing a significant milestone for both Sierra Leone swimming and the country's campaign in the 2026 campaign. Away from that, still on the Commonwealth Games, Sierra Leone sprinter Elma Cisse pulled off a 2026 season best performance in the women's 100 meter at the stadium in Glasgow, Scotland on Monday, also 27th July, where the Sierra Leone clocked season's best of 12.28 seconds to finish in 6th place in its 7th, behind Canada, Sadie McCrate and Boyag Linda, who both advanced to the semi-finals. Despite Cisse's failure to make it to the semis, she was placed to clock as season best at the big stage and looks forward to her next race, which is the 200 meter. But before traveling to Scotland, she was optimistic of representing the country well. Here is an highlight.
American vendor, they affect me a lot because the stream. Because like the two ones we can get in without injury, then it 10 well for me. But if we're within our boat, later time for the switch for me. We will do a good performance and we will go the country flag.
All the best to all the athletes in Glasgow. Away from that, now in community football, Bonga Town Community FC from Wilkinson Road have celebrated a historic moment, clinching their first community football championship. They secured a 1-0 win against Babin Shop FC from Kurutan Road in Freetown. Well, the competition organized by Inspired Other Sports Promoters was a grand as it was held at the Grassfield Sports Complex at Lumley, Freetown. Here is a report. Supporters of Bongatown Community Football Team from Wilkinson Road and Babinshop FC from Kurutan Road stormed the Grassfield Sports Complex at Lumley for the grand final of the Inspired Other Sports Promoters competition. Bongatown FC clinched a hard-fought 1-0 win with a first-half goal from Ibrahim Bangura. Reflecting on his decisive strike, Bangura said he seized the opportunity as it came, knowing he was against a very strong and disciplined Babinshop FC defense.
Well, I feel fine because of a player against the best defender in the league. It's not easy for me, so try my best to score the first chance so I get.
Atmosphere at Lumley Grassfield was electrifying. Bongatown Community having won the competition by a goal to nil. The supporters were in jubilant mode as they celebrated their 1-0 win. Let's get to hear from some of them.
Well, I'm very happy because for a very long time, they play matches them, we know they win, then they pull we. So these are the first step for let we go final and win. So we're happy, we're glad, everybody, we're all happy for now.
Make a fortunate say we don't win this cup, so we get joy. We're glad, don't only the badge on we.
In the first in history, Bongatown, this is our first trophy. You get, so we feel so good, we feel so amazing, and we encourage all the fans there, all the supporters of Bongatown. Let them keep supports we get more for win. This is a blessing, blessing.
As many Sierra Leoneans are doing their best to fight against harmful drug use in the country, the competition was sponsored by Lumley First, a non-governmental organization based at Lumley. The sponsorship formed part of their social corporate responsibility, using the power of football to raise awareness and preach against drug intake.
The Lumley First team, we decided for sponsor this because we thought and say it is our corporate social responsibility for let we jump into football and have a cohesion, and at the same time for not preach against these drugs, because we see drugs we don't be things that way we don't hinder we youth them. So we thought and fit say when they organize this kind of league, we need for come and preach about this drug.
Individual awards were presented to outstanding players, officials, and well-wishers, recognizing their efforts and contributions throughout the tournament. Runners-up Babinshop FC received their medals, a trophy, and a cash prize of 5,000 leones, while the winners Bongatown FC received medals, the giant trophy, and cash prize of 10,000 leones as their jubilant celebrations came to a climax. And quickly, in the ongoing Total Energies Women's African Cup of Nations in Morocco, African powerhouse South Africa lost 2-1 to Tanzania in their opening match this afternoon. Well, that's it for Sports Updates tonight. I am Maria Samura. Over to you, Phoebian.
Thank you very much, Mary, for the sports update. Well, that's all for Primetime News tonight. For more stories, please visit our website on www.ayvnews.com. And if you have feedback on tonight's news, send us an email to info@ayvnews.com. I am Phoebian Sweel. Thanks for watching and listening. Have a good night. Bye for now.
You're watching AYV Television.
SLCB is here with Million Senior Account. Are you a senior citizen who receives an asset pension at the end of the month? Or a senior citizen without an asset pension? Then Million Senior Account is for you. Open a Million Senior Account and get a checkbook. Do COT on current accounts and a higher monthly interest rate on savings accounts. A dedicated teller will be there to attend to you. All you need is 50 leons to open both current and savings accounts, plus a NASIC card, any other proof of age, proof of address, and 2 passport pictures. Join the family. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank. Delivering value.
We na RC Bank, with Usim Kopo, you dey work out with money na your phone all time.
We na RC Bank. Of course, now we get the most efficient and convenient internet banking platform na Salon.
Of course, we na the bank of choice. Now we get the best prepaid card na Salon. Come bank with we.
We na Rokel Bank. With a Visa debit card, you can do your transaction any side of the world you day.
We na Master Sabipa digital banking business na Salon.
Na RC Bank, now we get the best low interest rates na Salon.
We na Rokel Bank, we ATM dey support cashless transaction.
We na Rokel Bank, we dey send and receive money through Western Union, MoneyGram and Rare.
We na Rokel Bank. With we e-copper, you can send money to anybody when you get bank accounts with we. Just ask for your telephone number. That's it.
Fambulem, on a eh? We na Rokel Bank. We na Agba Pan banking business na Mama Salon.
Rushing to that double date with your loved ones. You're worried it's getting late. Your loved ones are still waiting. Sometimes we wish for one thing and another happens.